Yeah, hi guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine on my YouTube channel. Sunday the 24th of June 2018, 6:17. Now, I want to do a quick video, not to try and get too deep into it. But I just want to hear your opinions on it, guys and girls. So, I think it was last month, or the start of this month actually, Tommy Robinson, a journalist who was basically talking about court case or something, got arrested and put to prison for 13 months or so. Due to the fact he was actually doing a live stream at the time, there's been a lot of outrage about it, saying why did he get taken to court and didn't have a fair trial. Just basically, the judge brought him in, didn't really give him anything. I think it was under 4 hours, and he got arrested, put to prison with under 4 hours. Which thing is, in UK courts, really, that is kind of tipping the balance. And then there were some talks that the judge was actually laughing or had a smirk on his face as at the window they took a picture. Someone took a picture of him with a big smile on his face. Whether that was true or not, not too sure. But and it says why he's in jail for. But apparently he was put into a prison, a medium-sized prison. Wasn't too many people in. Then for some reason, I think it was a couple of days later, he got transferred to another prison, which have allegedly been said there was actually 71% Muslims in it, but I think it was a lot less than that. I think they said. I think it was like wasn't that much. I think it was like 30% or something, or 20%. But apparently, been sent to jail, and why he's in prison is more about the right to a fair trial than a freedom of speech. Yeah, well, in a way, it's kind of both, because it's kind of, it feels, the freedom of speech feels like it's actually slipping out of the people's hands, the freedom of speech, and it's also like you can't have an opinion nowadays. Everything's getting taken away, and there needs to be that sort of, it feels like it's a double standard. You got the person who's being taken to prison, but then again, what's he been taken to prison for? For doing a court case or doing talks on a court case, which was already out and about. The court case was already talked about way before he even done it himself, and it makes me wonder. It's so crazy, this sort of court case. I'm not really saying much about it, but you can check it out on the website of Tommy Robinson and what his background is. But he used to be part of this EDL or something, the English Defence League, and it was like a football sort of organisation to do with getting people out of the country, trying to get like Muslims and foreigners out of the country. And I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like racist stuff in a way, so I don't back that kind of stuff. But then he came out of EDL and went a separate way. He wanted to try and basically get the people out who were doing bad things out of the country. Now, if someone comes in from our country into our country, right, and they want to work here and they want to live a happy life, that is all fine and stuff. But there's this sort of other side of the controversy. If you come in and you're doing something wrong, it should be more like America, like what America's doing at the moment, or what they've actually been doing for a long time, is a great fucking thing. If you get arrested over there and you're from, say, if you're in the UK and you go over there for a holiday and you start pissing people off, right, you end up getting banned from that country. It don't matter if it's just a tiny little offence. You're literally punished for that for like 10, 20, for all life, and you can't come back into America ever again. I think that's a great thing, because then that gets other people thinking, well, should we be doing this? Should we be doing that? But they're also trying to limit how many like migrants come into the country. We can't really check to see how many's coming in, but I'll tell you, it's a lot. There's a lot of migrants coming into the country. I'm going to say migrants because that's better than immigrant and all of that in a way, but it's still in the same form. But what we need to try and do, we need to try and get it so everyone's happy. Like, we need to do background checks on everyone that comes in. It don't matter. We need one of these sort of like, what's the thing called? It's not like a lottery thing. Like, but basically you check on the backgrounds and you do the sort of like, what's it called, man? Where you get people coming in, you do back... No, there's a word for it. Background checks things. But anyway, let's just say background check. You check them, you see their background, and do like a reward system on it. Like, if they're good, right, and they're coming into the country and they've got no problems, they've got no bad career or something, or they haven't got any bad records, police records or anything, or been arrested. If they've been arrested or anything, they can't come in. It needs to be a fact. If they've got a crime or criminal record, or it's a massive one or a small one, don't let them in. Don't let them in, because there could be that potential force behind it. That literally, I mean, okay, it could be there could be minor sort of court cases done for them. But I think, to be honest, I think we need to try and limit our immigration system down. I think we need to try and tighten it up, and I think we need to try and get it so it's more stronger. But obviously we do need migration system put in, but we also need people to come in and out of the country to make it really safe for everybody. It's not just safe for us people or the American people, it's safe for the people who are coming in as well. Because if say a person from another country, from a foreign country comes in, right, and then like they end up getting beaten up for no goddamn reason, we don't want that on our hands. We don't want to be like sort of forcing to beat someone up forcibly, right? Knowing that they haven't done anything wrong, or if they're terrorists and they're coming in, there needs to be background checks on them. They force the CIA or MI6, they need to do background checks. They need to watch these people, because we don't know who, but they definitely need to put migration systems in there to watch who's coming in and out. I think we need to check on every single one. It'd probably be a lot of money, like inwards, but if we can get them every associate, like just put them like numbers, give them numbers, number them all, and then they let them come in, but then put them in certain categories. Like, get all the children in, get the grown-ups, do background checks on the grown-ups. Then again, the children might actually have something on them which could be illegal, and you don't want them coming in just in case they're giving it to the parents later on. So that really and theoretically, I think everyone needs to be checked and to come through the system and all that to make sure it fits for everyone. Because we want people to come here knowing that they've got freedom and have it good. It's not racist if you're doing a background check. America does it, and I don't think they're racist. I think they're more organised and quite clever at the way their system is. And I think the European Union needs to come up with this idea as well, where they can do background checks. Not have borders, let everyone come in, let the borders, because we don't want it so we're closing off to everyone that comes in. But I think we need to try and find a new system, a new way where we can come along with everybody. But this Tommy Robinson, I think, okay, he got arrested in contempt of court from outside. It was actually, I don't think, to be honest, if a judge is inside, right, if a judge is inside and he's doing a court case, right, and a person's outside, right, but he's outside the building, right, and he's talking about a court case, that person, right, the judge should not have anything to do with it, theoretically, because he's not intervening in the court. He's talking about a case and what's going on. Or Tommy Robinson was doing talks on a case, but I think the main problem here is, right, how can it be a contempt of court? He wasn't actually pissing anybody off. People were coming up to him, they were asking him questions and all that, what it was like and all that, or what's going on, and he was just telling them out straight. But I think there needs to be, I think the court system needs to be changed as well. And I think we do need this freedom of speech. We don't need the internet, the Article 13 coming. I think they need to get rid of Article 13 before it kills the internet. I think we also need to get rid of Article 11 because that's going to fuck over people as well. Article 11 and 13 are going to screw people over. But we do need to make the internet safe. We need to make sure people can still have that sort of an opinions. Because to be honest, I mean, come on. It doesn't matter if people are talking shit about the Christians, right? Surely, right? We don't care. I'm actually Christian, but technically I'm not a sort of religious type thing. So, my mum's Christian. She believes in all that kind of stuff. I believe there is some sort of like spirits and ghosts and stuff around, but I don't believe there is a God and stuff who's created us. I believe there's something more than a God that's created us. But if you can't express your opinions on a religion, right? And you're taking that religion, I mean, you can be biased about a religion and have opinion, and maybe have the other side have a different opinion about it. I mean, their people's religion could be different, but that's their opinion at the end of the day. But if you're using your religion as an agenda to do harm, then that kind of is bad. And you don't want that shit coming in to a religion, because then it becomes a sort of like a dictatorship, then goes towards doing harm to people and killing people. We don't want that shit. We want it so religion was originally all about peace and bringing people together. Now it's more like bringing people together to do harm to others, and I think that's a disgusting disgrace. And to be honest, like Islam versus Christianity, we could all get along together, right? We could all get along together as long as the Bible, right, is telling us the right things. We're supposed to be doing the right things, not the wrong things. This is what the Bible always talks about. And I think, to be honest, I don't think the Bible was written by God. I think it was written by man just to try and control people. And it's going to be like that for another 15 to 100 years. So, but it's the way it is. It's just kind of gets into people's heads. I think it's just man-made, the Bible and all that. And I think, yeah, that's just my opinion. So don't get offended, because I don't want to offend anyone. But I do think we should have a freedom of speech where we can be open about everything and anything. And if we can get to that point, rather than getting the news media to write shit about different people and creating this religion wars between each other and all that, rather than using your religion as a sort of like, oh, we're going to kill you because you don't support our religion and all of that. To be honest, right, I don't believe in any religions. I believe everyone should be free from religion. To be honest, it'd be good if there was no religion at all. Just keep our faith, have faith, but not a religion. Just, as long as we're keeping it to ourselves and we can have our own little groups to talk to and become friends and have our own opinions and discussions, it's all fine. But yeah, just keep it nice and clean and tidy, and don't start like wars between each other. Let people have their opinions. Let people have expression to feel the need to have a talks about. If a person, say if I talk to someone, I talked to a friend of mine ages ago, and I said, to be honest, about God and all that, if he's a nice person, then why is he letting like children get killed over in like Africa and stuff, and letting them starve? I mean, come on, you don't get a God who's letting children, poor children, starve to death in Africa because they can't get any food. But the thing is, this is just more than this. I think it should be the rights to everyone. Everyone should have an opinion and should not be like offended by it, because it doesn't matter about gender. It doesn't matter about sexuality. It doesn't matter about like your religious backgrounds. Everyone should be entitled to an opinion, whether you're right, whether you're wrong. It should be still a freedom of speech, but not like go over the line, if you see what I mean. Have opinions, right? Leave your opinions there and leave it in the opinion box. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, well then just move on. It's not good for you and stuff, and it's unhealthy to just keep carrying on the same conversations over and over and over. And then you get stressed out, and then you get like depressed and all that, and it just brings all this anxiety onto you, and it just makes you even worse, and it makes you want to do things which you don't want to do things, but it kind of contributes to it. So just keep healthy, guys and girls. Have your opinions. Talk to your about your opinions to people, and have a listen to other people's opinions about it. And I think, to be honest, we really need to get Tommy Robinson out. I don't think he's racist. I think he's got an opinion. That's his opinion. That's him expressing his opinion. If people want to get on the back of the bandwagon about it and want to support him, that's in the people's support about it. I like Donald Trump myself, right? But in the sense of liking Donald Trump, you got people who says, right, because you like Donald Trump, we don't like you. Well, that's just my opinion. If you don't like someone who's got an opinion, then you shouldn't even be coming on the channel and watching and supporting the channel. Instead, go and support someone else who actually does care about these. I care about people who has opinions. I listen. I try and listen to the best way I can. I listen to my viewers out here every time, and I try and apply to as many as I can. And if you guys and girls enjoy my opinions on the side of freedom of speech, or because the thing is, I'm against people smoking cigarettes and taking drugs and stuff. I don't like people doing that shit, because then it intoxicates me and all that. And like when I sit on a bench at Tesco's and someone's smoking cigarettes, it kind of puts me off, and then I have to move, and I don't want to move because I sat there first. So really, it should be the person who was sitting there after me should get up and say, or they should ask if it was all right for them to smoke near me. But then again, they're giving me lung cancer while they're sitting there by enabling it. So I can't win. But people have that need just to piss other people off, and I think there needs to be a point where you don't piss people off, you hear their opinions, and then just leave it at that. And don't be racist. Just keep it to a minimum. Keep it just within the line, right? And not too like over the edge. Because if you do, then well, and then just make sure if you're doing protesting, make sure you have a good protest going on. Don't have it so you go around starting fights with the police, because the police are doing their great job. They're doing good work. I mean, the court judges, they're doing a great job as well. But sometimes they can be in the wrong and stuff. And I'm not saying they're in the right, and I'm not saying they're in the wrong, but obviously something on the line of the justice system is messed up, and some of it ain't. But you need to work out what is and what isn't, and just get along with it. But anyway, guys and girls, cheers for watching. I'm Anthony Kenneth Bishop. This is my channel. Cheers all for watching, and if you enjoy it, do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe, and have a nice day, guys and girls.